We saw a truck here earlier when we were reporting, wondered if it was involved. Now our suspicions correct. You can see glass shards, bullet holes, and evidence markers from that shooting. They've got cars here. You see police markers lining the street of Flower Avenue. We're actually in the new building right now, and here's a little layout of what it looks like. It is 18,000 square feet. Now, officials are asking if you see Stringer, do not approach him. Most of the crews have wrapped up now. You can see most of their trucks have left. A car was stolen in Ponce de Leon off Johnny Free Lane that they do believe is in the possession of those two inmates. Now, they plan to put the road across from Fairway Circle. However, there's a lift station here right now. Some playground equipment over near the library completely submerged by water. This proposed plan involves a lot of little changes, like turning that flashing light into a fully operational traffic light. And it's one of a few roads that took damage during Monday's storm. You can see behind me a huge hole in the middle of the road. So while the bus driver is watching the kids, the sheriff's office will be watching you. A call for help.
Battalion 1 requesting Tanker 7 be en route 169 Lawrence Drive for structure fire.
And an unusual answer.
Yes, ma'am. You'll need to bypass Liberty due to funding considerations of the county.
In November of last year, Liberty Volunteer Fire Department asked by Walton County Fire Rescue for assistance here in a rural part of the county.
One of the firefighters there decided not to send tanker support to Walton County.
The person who made the decision, this man.
It was a quick decision, and it's based on our board. Our board unanimously had voted on several occasions to stop rendering aid.
Liberty Assistant Chief Tony Roy saying the reason because the department doesn't have a mutual aid agreement with Walton County Fire Rescue.
They chose last year not to sign a mutual aid agreement since the county had stopped funding to the independent fire districts,
causing those departments to increase their assessments, both Walton and Liberty charging $75 a year. Roy saying that money is enough to support their district's operations, but not the mutual aid costs.
We can't continue going to those calls and ruining our equipment. And we got to a point that said, hey, we can no longer do that and still serve our community. Our community has got to be number one.
The mutual aid agreement still on the table.
They can sign the agreement today.
But the only way Liberty would sign it?
A fair proportionate of the funding that comes out of the general revenue account to Liberty Fire District so we can maintain our equipment.
Currently a political impasse. One Fire Chief Bobby Martin says shouldn't matter.
There is no place for politics in public safety.
It happened in a flash. Unreal. Aliquot Creek in Freeport rising and rising, submerging this community in shock.
At 5 a.m. it was barely over the top of my foot. Within an hour, it was up to my knee. Within a few hours, it's gone to this.
Angel Reese and her husband kayaking down their road just to reach Highway 20. Just across the bridge, Ronald Bogdan salvaging one of his vehicles from the water.
We've had a hurricane about 10 years ago, but nothing like this.
Describing a similar situation, at first the water not so much a problem, but now consuming his property and his time.
But I didn't think when I woke up it would be this bad, and and it just seems like the water right now is just rising higher and higher.
Now I'm only a few feet from where the water has stopped, and you can already see I am ankle deep in water, and Ronald says it can get as far deep as waist deep out there.
Throughout the entire county, there's quite a number of roads that are underwater and have sustained some damage, including over on the south end.
Multiple agencies, including emergency management, the sheriff's office, the county, working to assess the damage done and begin fixing some of those problem areas.
If people do have water in the homes, we want to know about it. We want to keep a tally on that and see if it's eligible for any federal reimbursement.
While residents in Aliquot Creek have yet to see water in their homes, it's still a major problem, a problem that isn't going away just yet.
As far as like right now, I mean, what can I do, just gotta hope for the best, and hopefully it, subsides.
For the first time in 10 years, this museum in Chipley coming out of retirement.
All aboard!
Dozens of residents crowding the platform, all waiting to catch a glimpse for themselves.
I'm amazed at the number of people that has shown up here to show support for this, because we're very excited, as you can tell.
Amtrak running these rails Friday morning, conducting an inspection train, chugging all the way from Pensacola to Jacksonville.
We told them how we felt about Amtrak coming back, and they understand we need this.
Ghibli Mayor Lee Dale Kennedy, one of many leaders petitioning the service be reintroduced to the Panhandle. The last time it ran, 2005.
I was feeling that I could see me on that train.
A sentiment most residents shared.
They want this part of the country to have rail service, and so do we.
But the service, not a done deal. Amtrak saying funding is still needed to get the official wheels in motion.
Get on board and get with the program and put this on and let us ride.
The light at the end of the tunnel now a bit closer to reality.